welcome to the MatchDayVlogs channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here at St Mary's Stadium to see Southampton take on Hull City Football Club. With the reverse fixture not going so well, we're hoping for a change of fortune, and also a change of fortune with our current results, which haven't been looking particularly great. There's been an awful lot going on. Apologies for the absence in content, but there's been an awful lot going on since we last been on the air. Of course, Gavin Bazunu has moved on. It looks like Ryan Fraser's going down under, but we're yet to get in any kind of striker action or any other particular additions of note, aside from, of course, the goalkeeper that's come from the Bundesliga. But the team sheets have come out. Is there any particular surprises there that you see in there?
It looks full force, put it that way. And I think coming into this, I think everyone that we've spoken to today is like, wow, Holland got 9 men out. It's not so much about us being great, it's about Hull not looking that fantastic. But when you look at the team, it's like, well, that should be enough to beat any team in the league, really. That is probably our strongest team. But it's just that 5 at the back again, like, is it necessary? It was pretty good that first half against in the FA Cup. Not so much about the second half, but
no. I mean, it was kind of like it should have been game over in that before half time, and then in the second half didn't perhaps look so great. But there's still a decent bunch of players out there, and it is frustrating me the fact that we've obviously got talent out there in the squad. It feels like we're resorting to 5 at the back all the time, much to most of the fans that I speak to frustrations. I understand perhaps why they're doing that, but when they're in a state of a lack of confidence, it doesn't encourage them to go forward, which is my problem with it.
Here's the thing, I think that lack of confidence doesn't help with the new goalkeeper, because these boys have obviously been scoring loads of goals in practice for the last few seasons, and when they're wicked in practice, but they can't do it on the pitch, and then they've got a new goalkeeper, and it's like, oh, I don't know what, they don't score a lot of goals in practice anymore. That little change, I'm hoping to see him make a big difference, but my God, we get us a striker, and Damien Downs has gone, surely that means there's a place free. To be fair, now that Edwards has gone, maybe there's another centre-back position that needs to be filled, because are the ones that we've got currently playing, are they good enough to be 2 at the back? There's improvements to be done, but today hopefully it is just a good performance from us, rather than just Hull not being that great and we doing something about it. But
yeah, 9 absentees from the whole side squad, but I understand they've still got Ollie McBurney out there. You mentioned about Ronnie Edwards as well. I think that's another one that was slightly kind of like, feels like we've missed a trick there. You know, he's a talented defender with a lot of promise ahead of him, and I don't know, we've made a profit from what I understand, but not an awful lot. But how do you see today's game going?
I don't know, man. Everyone downstairs has made me feel like maybe we're going to absolutely walk this, but then when I woke up this morning I thought, oh God, we got to come here again.
You remembered where you were heading and you thought, yeah, I remember that pain, yeah.
So I'm going to go for an enthusiastic 2-0 for Southampton. Yes, very much so.
Wow, well, let's flip the scales there, because we spoke to a few people in the concourse. Thank you so much for spending the time. We love the chat. And one particular gen was adamant it was going to be 3-1, which, of course, as we know, as Jack always constantly tells us, that 3-1 is a scoreline is 2-0 for a team with a bad defence. So, do you know what? I'm going to go for the 3-1 today. You're going to go for the 2-0.
Go for it.
And let's see how that goes. We do have someone who's jumped in. You may remember a couple of weeks back that someone predicted some ridiculous prediction.
Nathan Wood might get a header. And I feel Nathan Wood might get a header.
Good to meet you, Jack. How are we doing, Jack? Firstly, tell everyone who didn't happen to see the previous episode what you madly predicted in a previous episode.
Nathan Wood might get a header.
Nathan Wood might get a header, and it happened, and it was quite amazing because it was his first goal for Southampton, so well done for that. How do you see today's game going?
I think 1-0. I think Tom Fellows might get a goal.
Okay. Well, Jack's gone for a 2-0. I'm gone for a 3-1, so maybe it is going to be 1-0. I've got some others over here. Do you want to jump on as well?
Yeah, sure.
Score prediction?
I think 3-1. I'm saying 2-1 to the Saints. I think Almo will get a goal, and then they'll bring Ross Stewart on, then he'll get a goal. And they'll bring Ross Stewart on, then he'll get a goal.
2-1 to Southampton.
Some absolutely mad predictions, and who knows, at least one of those might be right.
Yeah.
So statistically, one of those scorelines should come in. Either way.
Did he say a loss, did he?
Kickoff coming up.
This afternoon,
Stupid, wasn't it?
Well, yes. Manning just giving it away, really. To be honest, there's about times in this half I'm like, we're turning and facing our goal so much that you almost get excited about the attack. We're just facing our goal the entire time.
No shape, no system, no plan, no goals for Southampton so far. It's currently Southampton 0, Hull City 2 with absolute ease. The first one were gifted from a mistake at the back, and then the second one just a simple header at the back post, looping the goalkeeper and in. It's a worry, isn't it? Because even we can see how they're set up, what they're front against. There was a moment in that first half where we had the entire squad in the opposition half with 0 options to play. It is shocking.
It's so pathetic. What we look like is a National League South team that have got a cup tie against Hull, and we're seeing what they can do for it. There's literally a giant gap in the middle of the field. I've seen Cienza and Fellows and Azaz all run into the same position about 1,000 times and not doing it. It makes no sense at all. It's like they don't practice in the week, so they don't know what the position they're meant to. It's so poor bad. I want them all to go. There's no one in this team I like. There's no one in this team that I want to see here anymore. They can all just get gone. Flynn Downs is the most abstract version of a football player. He just gets the ball, passes it backwards, sideways. There's no thought to look forward to. I don't think he just got forward this whole game. The amount of times I've just seen us run at our own goal.
It's frustrating because we know these players do have elements of talent. I mean, we saw a completely transformed Finn Azaz. We saw a transformed, Adam Armstrong playing in these new systems, and then all of a sudden, it's like we've just been found out.
No, I'm almost certain now that's just a bad day for Charlton. Do you know what I mean? I'm almost certain that those wins were just those teams having off days. New manager, a bit of excitement, and that was it. But I don't think they are. I just think they're pathetic, and they just don't know what they're doing. Just clear out. The fact that we're this deep in January and there's not even been a sign of just to back them up. No, they don't even back them up. You need 11, 22 new players over here because they're all honkingly bad. And
the problem you've got is the further we move into this January window, the more desperation we'll seek in, and more the fact that players are probably looking at us thinking like, well, do you know what? I don't actually fancy Southampton to get anywhere near those playoffs, and then what would the attraction be for a player coming here? I mean, they're not going to be on massive wages, probably a little bit more than one of our opposition sides in this league, but the options, I just don't see anyone jumping forward here unless we can find someone from an alternate league across Europe that wants to come to English football. But it's a worry, and certainly the Northern Wall and the rest of the stadium made their feelings clear at the moment that half-time whistle hit, and certainly after that second goal went in. But it's feeling a little bit toxic again, isn't it?
I mean, it's super toxic. No one in this crowd wants the backroom staff to be here. They don't want the ownership to be here. They don't want the players to be here. There's literally right now there is a club and a fan base completely divided between everything. There's nothing that the people in the crowd want to see that happens here. There's not good football, and they feel that everything else is a rub in the face. It's just terrible. It's just awful.
It is a worry. It is a worry, especially when you see the players out there looking devoid of ideas and not really know what to do. And does that fall back on the manager? Of course. Perhaps it does. But I do feel that maybe all the opposition managers have been watching the previous wins that Southampton have had under Tondereka and just found it out, really. Just found out an easy way to win it. But the ball was spending far too much time on our back line, and even when 2-0 down, we're struggling to get out. But hey, maybe we can turn around in the second half. Right, anyway, you can rely on many things in life, and that is death, taxes, and Tyler showing up for a half-time chat. Not the best first half we've seen here at St Mary's. Any positives you can take from it? Because me and Jack have just been chatting for the last 2.5 minutes about some fairly negative stuff. So do you have any positives from what you've seen?
Well, any positives? Only one.
Okay.
Half-time whistle.
No, it was like because they took 3 shots, and I thought that's a good attempt. Why would you just basically on purposely just kick Leo Siemens in the leg? I saw that. You can see the gashes on his leg.
Although there was a moment just before that where it's a stonewall penalty. A stonewall penalty. Don't worry, it's still recording. It's still recording. Yeah, there was a moment before that where it's a stonewall penalty from my perspective. So I thought we were really lucky to get away with that. Yeah, full-time prediction. Where do you reckon this game's going?
3-0 to Hull.
Oh, wow. Okay, well you best say the magic words then.
Second half coming up. Come on, on!
It's it! Into 4 minutes of stoppage time at St Mary's Stadium. Still Southampton 1, Hull City 2. We have changed the system. We've gone 4-4-2 and surprise, surprise, we scored a goal. Ross Stewart scored a goal. Probably the most I'm not bothered we've scored a goal I think I've ever been here at the stadium. It has been quite toxic here today. Understandably so, and I think the biggest frustration for everyone to see is not only everything building up to this game, but just that whole kind of like we haven't seen any ideas out here. It's all felt very, I don't know what we're doing here.
Well, it's been no clue until they've gone, well, I guess we're just going to play 4-4-2 normal football, and then suddenly the players, oh yeah, we can do that. It just kind of feels like you've absolutely wasted 70 minutes of a game, and to be honest, I'm just not bothered. No. When that goal went in, I just didn't care. And to be fair, if we scored another one, it'd be nice. But it doesn't change the overall effect of no one here has a clue what they're doing. And that's the even worse thing, man. Like, you think of it now, if you're in Sports Republic, you think, right, we need to find a manager, we need to find someone to get this all going. But actually, you've decided against that, and you've been given an unknown a year and a half. And I bet you've not really been looking at options in that time. No. I bet they've not thought like, okay, just in case this doesn't work out and the arse falls out of it, let's make sure we're covered. Yeah. That wouldn't have been done.
No, and it is kind of frustrating. I mean, like we said earlier, when you're in this position, you need to be getting wins. A point doesn't do anything for us at this stage of the season. We need to be getting 3 points. Even with the change of system, even the change of 4-4-2. You've still got your alert down there on the right wing. I mean, okay, we're in a different stage of the game, but he's playing much higher up the pitch. Obviously now chasing the game, but why couldn't we do that from the off? Why couldn't we play in a position where we had the extra 2 men in midfield? Why do we have to resort to this 3 centre-halves, 2 wing-backs that occasionally push forward? It's so frustrating because it leaves so many gaps in the middle of the park. This sets us up for a week midweek fixture of Sheffield United here at St Mary's Stadium, and then on to them lot down the road. And I have to say, seeing what I've seen here today, players not really caring. It doesn't bode well for next Sunday. There it is, it's ended. Southampton 1, Hull City 2, and you can hear the boos around the stadium exactly what it's felt about it. See ya.